The most probably we are already live, but I have a couple of seconds delay. I just would love to double check. And here we go. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you are in the world. This is Christina, and this is the newest episode of the Truth Runners Talk Show. I welcome all of you, and I would love to welcome my beautiful guest from today, Dr. Anastacia Lewis. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation, Dr. Anastacia.
Thank you, and greetings from the Bahamas. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Dr. Bahamas is the first Dr. Anastacia. Oh my God. Oh, my mind was at Bahamas and he invited me before and I'm all, oh my God, I need to go there. She's the first time in the Truth Runners Talk Show, so please allow me to introduce her before we go into our topic today, which is the law of recognition. Dr. Anastacia, she's a wife and a mother of 2 children. Her background is in banking and insurance industry. In 2006, she attained a James Madison University accreditation, certified manager, and graduated from the Insurance Institute in Toronto, Ontario, as a chartered insurance professional, certified manager. She also received certifications in Women in Insurance and Financial Services. Dr. Anastacia is a Platinum President in the English-speaking Caribbean region and Circle of Champions leader of Ardis Life. Dr. Anastacia is also the CEO of the empowerment organization Woman Wife Entrepreneur Network International, a global group of women who seek to carry each other higher through mentorship and financial networking. She is also the CEO of a nonprofit organization, Kingdom Global Community Outreach, which was born after Hurricane Dorian hit the Bahamas in 2019. She is also an upcoming author of her new book, Master Leadership and Momentum. She holds a doctorate degree of Christian Leadership and Business from Higher Place Christian University, Atlanta, Georgia. She is now the CEO and founder of ELIA, Effective Leadership Academy, where she teaches leadership for MLM. Dr. Anastacia is the ambassador for the Foundation Lab to the Bahamas, a nonprofit organization to aid young women and girls in leadership and economic empowerment. The Bahamas chapter president of Women's Indian Chamber for Commerce Industry Bahamas delegate G100 Global Women and Global Chamber of Leaders and People-to-People Ambassador for the Bahamas. So I warmly welcome you, Dr. Anastacia. This is an impressive bio. All my respect to you, Dr. Anastacia, and I'm so grateful to have you in my show.
Thank you. And I'm happy to be here so we can have an awesome conversation. I'm very excited about our conversation today. Very excited about it. And I want to thank you, my G100 sister country chair of Romania. And we're excited to be here to represent the G100. We are 100 women from 100 different countries, and we're coming together to put our heads together in oneness and also to present wisdom. I do believe that iron sharpens iron. So let's get this conversation going.
Yay, let's rock. Let's get this started. So you guys, if you are watching this live, please feel free to ask any questions you may have during the live show if you are watching the live, or if you are going to watch them in the replay, please feel free to ask them. We are going to do our best to answer all of your questions. And I really love the topic, what Dr. Anastacia chose for today, which is the law of recognition. I would love to ask you, why did you choose this topic and what exactly is the law of recognition?
Okay, many years ago, I mean, not so many years ago, but there are laws and principles that govern us as human beings that once we understand what they are, it makes our lives much better. We're going to be able to enhance our lives. And those of you who understand the principles, or what we would say, the laws that govern us, once we violate them, there are consequences for violating a law. There are many, many laws, but I chose this one for the mere fact of a lot of times people make decisions out of ignorance, not understanding why, or thinking that you understand why you're making the decision that you're making. And the decision making comes from your personal perspectives, and your perspectives are created based on the environment that you were brought up in. And so you would think a situation is a permanent situation, wherein if you were in another environment, your perspective would change, and you would have considered that situation just a challenge. And so because your mindset is different in certain environments, you then make different decisions. And so the law of recognition speaks to whom you're supposed to be listening to. You're supposed to be able to recognize your mentor. You're supposed to be able to recognize leadership. You're supposed to be able to recognize an opportunity. You're supposed to be able to recognize the gift God gave you so that you can function in it. And that gift is supposed to give you your money. But if you do not recognize it, you'll go about thinking that you are a nobody, or that you, why am I here, and all that sort of stuff. So recognition is so important. And then you also have to recognize your assignments, what you are put here to do. A lot of people are doing things that they're not assigned to do. And then you also should be able to recognize your weaknesses, so you know what to put your time to strengthen that weakness that you have. So recognition is such a wide topic in so many areas. And because we are still in the month of March, we're celebrating Women's Month. A lot of women don't recognize that they are supposed to be functioning more than just a wife or a mother. There's something else that God has put you here to do, and a lot of people don't really tap into it because they do not recognize it. And so I recognize that once I was a part of this G100 group, I recognized that the visionaire of this particular program understands that we must have different people from all over the world, all different cultures and ethnic backgrounds, and we have to come together, although we are different, and we have to recognize what gift is for whom and who to serve, in order for us to really help our whole man. We're talking from a mental state, we're talking from a spiritual standpoint, and also we want to talk about a financial standpoint, because when you don't have what it is that you need, you don't function the way that you're supposed to function, because all of your time now is being spent on the problem that you have versus working on your assignment. So the law of recognition is a very, very serious law that we must always talk about, and always try to see how we are able to recognize the important things that we need to establish in our lives. And before I hand it to you, I want to give kudos to you for the name of your show, Truth Runners, because people who don't recognize the truth will run. So it's just a phenomenal name. And so as we continue in the conversation, I would like for you to really say how you feel about the name of your show, Truth Runners.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anastacia. It was a beautiful introduction really to this conversation today. You said a couple of things just quickly about the name of my show, and then come back to the law of recognition. I love the name of my show. It's to me, it came to me. And what I'm seeing is that people and that the truth, they don't like their illusions to be destroyed. And leaving me, which is not comfortable, but it's familiar, and they run away from the switch part. So I can
I think you froze there, Chris. But what I heard from what you said was the fact that most people run away from the truth. And most people think that they want to hear the truth, but in reality, they really don't want the truth. The truth is a hard pill to swallow. When we talk about truth, and because this show is Truth Runners, people who want to know the truth, or they think that they want to know the truth, will really run because the truth hurts. I just want to just keep it real. The truth hurts. And so I sometimes have to kind of brace people to really find out if they really want me to tell them the truth, because most of the time the truth offends people. And sometimes when they say they want to hear the truth and you really give it to them, sometimes you become their worst enemy because you're saying something that they thought they wanted to hear, but in reality, it's not something that they're prepared to deal with at that time. And so as we go back to the law of recognition, do they really recognize that what truth is? Different people have different perspective of truth. And so this goes back now to your foundation, your belief systems, what you believe is right, what you believe is wrong. And so as I dive into this law, I'm looking at this law, especially when it comes down to women. Most women do not understand that they're not supposed to be assigned everywhere. And they're depleted because they feel as though they must make everybody happy, not recognizing that you're not going to have what you want in life. Even if you're working, you're going to be stressed. And so you have to recognize if the job is your assignment. You have to recognize if you want to be an entrepreneur. You have to recognize that. You have to recognize if you're a speaker, if you are someone in the financial industry. You have to recognize what your gift service. So you first and foremost, your gift. If you do not recognize your gift, what God gave you, you would know who to serve or what industry you're supposed to be in. So simply put, the law of recognition. Now, because I know that I am assigned to speak to women, I'm assigned to be in the marketplace to do business, I have no issue with recognizing an opportunity because I know my gift, I know my assignment. And so when I am given something that doesn't align with what my gift is, I can say, no, I'm not able to do that, but I know someone else and I'm able to refer that person to you and still help that person all the same time. You see what I'm saying? And so most people are not able to do that because they don't want to deal with the truth. Because like I said, of environments and self-esteem and all like that, that's why they believe they have to be everything to everybody. So the truth of the matter is you have to recognize your assignment, what God put you here for, and your gifting so that you can make the decisions that are going to contribute to a better lifestyle for you and your family. I wonder if you understand what I'm saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I do. I hope you too, guys. I love what you are saying because it really resonates with me. And I love actually because, there is the law of attraction, and that's the one law that people mostly know because it's the most discussed. But other than that, there are many other laws of the universe. And I am so happy that you choose the law of recognition because it is one of the most important laws, really. Recognizing who you are, recognizing what you are good at, recognizing that you are not born to please everybody. You cannot make everyone happy. And all this, it falls under this law, really. But one may ask, how can I recognize all these things, Christina? But before we go to that, I would love to thank to everyone who is joining us today. Hi, Annette Gray from Atlanta. Hi, Emma. Hi, Leonis from Trinidad and Tobago. Hi, Desiree from Antigua and Barbuda. I'm so happy, guys, that you joined. If you have any questions, you can ask Dr. Anastacia. We are doing our best to answer your questions. So when someone would ask, how do I recognize the opportunity, Dr. Anastacia? Because, I tried this and that and it's not working. I've tried all kind of things. I'm spiritual, I'm following, but it's still not working. How do I recognize the opportunities? How do I recognize in what I am good?
Okay, it's a couple of things that come to my mind when we talk about that. First and foremost, it's your environment. You have to recognize, you have to look at yourself and say, look at number one, I would always tell women, look at your age, however old you are right now, look and see your life. Are you happy with where your life is right now? Do you think that you can do something to change? And if you're not happy with your life right now, one of the things I would admonish you is to change your environment. And that's what I had to do. I know that I wanted more. And so I had to change the people that I hung around with. I had to find people who were winning so that I heard winning strategies, and it changes your perspective. That's why, we did a conversation with on the country chair, Jennifer and the rest of those, sit with the winners. The conversation is different. It's because if you are only around people who are complaining, you won't ever be able to recognize an opportunity because you're listening to the wrong set of people. So look at your circle and to see if the people who you congregate with, the people who you spend all your time with, are they talking about winning? Are they talking about achievements? Are they talking about their next project? Are they talking about, okay, this is what I want done for my children. I need to buy this next piece of property. The next piece of property is $50,000. I need to be able to get another home because I have 3 children and I want to leave a home for each one of them. Each house is $300,000. This is what level of conversations are you a part of? And it's going to tell you the life you're going to live, because whomever you give your ear to controls your life. So just look at your circle and listen to the conversation. Do you want to be able to shift positions with these persons who you're giving your ear to? If not, you have to change your environment. So it comes with a decision. You have to make a decision to definitely do that, because once you hear people who are winning, your whole perspective changes, and you will hear certain things that is going to jump in your spirit, and it's going to be, oh, okay, I think I can do that. And that's how you're then able to recognize your giftings, because you're going to resonate with someone who is winning. Something is going to jump in you. And that's what happened to me. I was able to, I remember I was, where was I? I was to a seminar, right? A business seminar. And we were talking about women and how God made women and how special women were. Women have this creativity, this get up and go, this creative bug that comes into us when something God put in us. We don't sometimes know what it is until we hear it from somebody else. And then it's like, me too. So that's just how it works, because that's how God designed us. What I have, you don't have, Christina. And what you have, I don't have. But we got to come together and put it together. You see what I'm saying? That's why your network matters. It really, really does. And that's how you're going to be able to recognize who you're supposed to be listening to, recognize your gifting, recognize the areas where you are weak, and recognize an opportunity, because your gifting then will cause you to recognize an opportunity that can make you more money. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So check your, like Christina, check your cycle. Who you listening to? What are they saying? Because you listen to the wrong people, your life can be in turmoil. It's so important to recognize who to give your ear to. And I'm very, very cautious and then the thing of it is a lot of people are critical about things that they don't understand. And especially if you see someone winning, you are criticizing them. They can tell you how they won, but you can't tell them how to stop from winning. So your voice, I will tune you right out, because your voice does not matter, because you cannot show me that what I'm doing is not right because I am getting results and you're criticizing my results. You've got to be joking. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And
yes, recognize who to listen to. Now, I can accept a criticism from someone who's doing more than me, not someone who's doing less than me. I'm sorry.
True, absolutely. But you see, we women tend to listen to everybody, tend to please everyone. Okay, we were raised, and you know, it's maybe in the culture. We are this way. We are wired this way.
Mm-hmm. The culture, how we were raised. Yeah.
And it's just the willingness, okay, to make that decision. I know that change is scary sometimes, and change might be hard, but sometimes, as you did, you have to change completely your environment in order for you to grow. Yes, you may leave people behind, or you may not see them that often like you are used to, but it is in your benefit. It is for your growth, really. So change is always good. Interestingly, people are afraid of change because it's the unknown, but the growth actually happens in the unknown. So I'm saying that change is really, really good. And you were talking a little bit earlier about ignorance, right? The reason why we don't recognize our opportunities, and we don't even want to recognize that our environment is not good for us, is because of the ignorance, or we walk with eyes closed. We walk in life with our eyes closed and with our shoes on. And I've learned this from my mentor. She told me, Christina, just imagine this also, if you are looking at this right now, that you take your shoes off and you walk barefoot. You're going to walk more carefully, right? More cautious. So just open your eyes, see the opportunities around you, see what's around you, actually see your environment, and realize if that's healthy or not that healthy for you, really. And I admire you. Kudos, my respect that you were able to step out from that environment, which might be familiar, and choose something that was different, unfamiliar, in order for you to grow. Because when we grow, it's our environment, and everybody grows with us because our energy changes, everything changes.
Right. And people tend to put on you their limitations.
Exactly.
What they don't think that they can do, they think that you cannot do it. And I see it every day. People would look at something and think it's a problem and they would run from it. But people who understand their assignment understand that the problem is their assignment, that you are put here to solve that problem, and not that it's a problem that you should not bother with because it's always going to stress you out, or it's going to cost you sleepless night. Suppose God assigned you to that problem to fix it. God is going to show you how to fix it. And if you don't know how to fix it, he's going to connect you with the person who has the gift in order to help you to fix it. So it's still your perspective and how you look at things and how you think. What also shifted me, Christina, was what we were taught about money, especially women. Oh, it looked like, but you want me to touch this?
Yes, please. Let's go.
Okay, I'm going to touch it for you. What we think about money, how we handle money, and for some reason, a lot of women have what they call this false sense of humility, and they're not being real with themselves. All right. I'm a person, I don't have a problem with talking about money or talking about my business. I can tell you right now, Christina, once we talk further, you need to help me in my business and I need to help you in your business. I do not have a problem asking you to help me in my business, or you're not supposed to have a problem with you asking me to help you with your business, because we have to put our ideas together. Because even if you can't help me, you're supposed to be able to say, okay, I know someone in this area who I can point you to, who can assist you, Anastacia. And I'm going to say, thank you, Christina, because I need you to I have no issues with that. But some people feel that it's a bother to people, or they look at what they think the person is going to say. And because if they feel the person cannot help them, they take on that negative emotion as opposed to really explaining properly what you need to help with. And if they cannot do it, then to help you to find the person who can do it. Now that you can only do that when you are prepared to pour back. And this is what we talked about with Jennifer, the law of reciprocity. Now you're gonna feel funny asking that question if you're not prepared to help that person back. So it has to be a two-way street here. I help you and you help me, and there and a direct conversation, and there are no funny feelings. You see what I'm saying? No false emotions, because you already know what I come to do, Christine. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to tell you what I need, and you tell me what you need. You see what I'm saying? And so because there's those funny feelings, that is why we cannot talk about money. That is why we cannot say, okay, Christina, I should be able to ask you, all right, in your business, you need an extra 5,000 or 10,000 or 20. Why are we afraid to talk about money, Christina? I mean, I want you to interrupt me there, and let's dive into that question. Why are we afraid to speak about money?
The reason, because we are, I'm going to say it out loud, we are financially illiterate. That's number one. We were not taught.
We are what? Financially illiterate.
Yes, we were not taught. We were not taught how to handle money, what is money, because the most probably 99% of us grow up with hearing sentences like, the money is the eye of the devil, right? Money doesn't go on the street. You have to work hard to get money. Who is rich is greedy and blah, 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 okay? If you were born poor, you're gonna die poor. If you were born rich, then you're gonna die rich. And we grow up with these imprints. And as an adult, when we get to conversations around or about money, we cannot handle the conversations, because if we are talking to a richer person than us, who can eventually help us, we are not going to ask help thinking that he's gonna be greedy, he's richer than me, he's gonna be greedy, because this is what I heard. I heard that rich people are greedy, right? So I'm not gonna ask.
Wow.
We were not taught about the value. Money is energy. Money is only the byproduct of what we are selling or giving. But we don't know that. Many people don't know that. Many people think that money rules your lives. But truth is, it can easily be the other way around.
Your perspective of money.
Exactly.
Right. So that is why you have to recognize that you have the wrong perspective on money.
Exactly.
This is what
Thank
we
you.
talk about the law. Now, if you don't recognize that, then you're not gonna have it. You have to recognize that if you want money, you have to be able to provide a service or move a product, either or. And so you have to now figure out what is your gifting. Are you able to? And as a matter of fact, some people can do both. Some people can provide a service and move the product at the same time.
Exactly.
So that it is what it is. And if you're not able to do that, then you have to recognize that you have to go in an environment that's going to teach you how to do it.
True.
Recognize. You see what I'm saying? And that's why, again, I'm happy to be here in this space with G100 because I'm learning so much from so many of you. And as we travel this year, we're going to meet one another and really get this stuff done. But, you know, I already told you, Christina, it's better in the Bahamas. You know, I told you that. Just in case you didn't know, I told you it's better in the Bahamas, right? But because we recognize this organization, we have to recognize that this organization was here to help us. This organization is here to open up our mindset because we get to learn the different cultures of different people from all the world. I think you're the first person I know from Romania.
Really?
I don't know nobody else from Romania. Not that I can put to memory. No, I don't think so. So now, because I'm connected with you, it's forcing me now to go and study the country of Romania because of my connection here. And so this is what I'm saying. Once you recognize an opportunity and you tap into that, it's going to change your life because you're going to be exposed to so many things, so many opportunities, so many people. It's going to blow your mind. And when you are exposed, you're able then to make better decisions for yourself. I'm sure we can see one another this year on one of these trips. There's so much trips for us to go on. Christine, it's a lot of places to go, you know, because we was talking about it offline on, are we going here? Or are we going there? Or where we gonna meet up and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I would have never in my wildest dream thought that by me deciding to be a CEO, a boss, that it opened up doors and opportunity for, number one, for my mind to be exposed, for me to make more money, for me to meet more people, for me to tap into people globally. It just blew my mind. And it's because my environment shifted. And I've always heard, I was in a leadership, and anything to do with leadership, I'm a part of it, okay? And I heard in a leadership seminar, if you want to change your life, you have to change your mindset. And your mindset is totally dependent on your environment. Totally. Your environment. I want to be around people who are showing me business, who's showing me opportunity, who's showing me, you know what? If you do this different, that can yield you an additional $50,000. You understand me? If you just tweak this one little thing right here, that's why it's so important for you to be in the right environment so you can boost your self-esteem. So you shouldn't have a problem to talk about your business. I never have a problem. And now you asked me to come on this slide, and so I have to edify my business. Chris, you invited me here, so I just want to make sure you understand.
Oh, absolutely.
I have no issue in telling people that I represent a company that help women get their bodies together, put them in the right bra, put them in the right garments, make sure that their skin is nice, make sure they're on collagen, make sure they detoxing, make sure they're doing everything, because your health is your wealth. If you have no health, you have no money. So I don't have a problem saying that. I don't have a problem saying that my company is a company that believes in me and allow me to operate in my space, in my authenticity, because you have some companies that you partner with, or you can't do this and you can't do the next thing.
Yeah.
You can't say this and you can't say the next thing. So you would see, because when I you ask me for my bio, you would see that it says Platinum President Artist Life. And that's the company that I'm with. That's the company I've been with for 13 years. And the owners of that company have been very, very good to me. And I want to edify the company. And those of you who have not looked at Artist Life, Google it or go to my page and Google it. They've been very, very good to me. That opportunity allowed me to travel all over the world, meet people from all over the world. And as a matter of fact, some of my partners are on the line. Some of the people that you were hailing just a minute ago from Atlanta and from Trinidad and from Antigua, we do business together as women. And so they saying hi, Christina, because, you know, I told them I was coming on here with you. So they wanted to see who you were, just to make sure, just protect me, just in case you try to rough me up.
I'm taking good care of you. I'm taking good care of
you. Because I got my support. But it's good. Everybody needs a support system. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
and
absolutely.
Yeah, but we have to recognize also, that's also one of the laws of recognition. You have to recognize your own personal limitations and when to get help. So you could tie in right there, because a lot of people don't understand, especially women. You have to learn how to ask for help. You ever ask for help, Christina?
Yes, I learned to ask for help. I didn't ask for help for a very long time, because I was raised that I'm a woman. I can bear everything. I am strong. I can do this on my own. I don't ask help. But now, yes, I learned if I need help, I'm not afraid to ask help. But again, this is something what you can learn if you are willing to change and you are willing to learn to operate differently than how you've been raised, and to change your old mindset into a completely new mindset, which is a mindset of abundance, of wealth and health.
Yeah.
Because if you keep staying in the mindset of lack and I'm poor and poor me and this victim, nothing's going to change. But when you shift your mindset from the mindset of lack to a mindset of growth and abundance and health and wealth, everything changes. It's going to come really easy to ask help. And I'm going to say just one thing, because you were talking about, I ask help. I'm asking you something. Maybe you cannot do it, but you know somebody who can do it, or you ask me something. That's a law. It's called the law of compensation.
Watch it. Look how you shipping on me. The law of compensation.
Because you ask me something or ask my help. I can't help you, but I can direct you to somebody. You're going to make deal with that. And then on the next meeting, on the next room, somebody's going to ask you something. You can't help that, but you're going to direct back to me, that person. Exactly. You're going to mention my name. I'm going to mention your name in rooms full of people because you helped me. Or I couldn't help you, but I direct you to somebody else. It's compensated. That's the law of compensation.
Look how you tap right into the law of compensation. You are quite correct. And you tap into the law of compensation because of the law of reciprocity. I did it for you, and now you did it for me. Now those laws come together. Now I'm compensated because I did something that you needed, and you did something that I needed. And so we can always call each other names in any room that we need to, if we know, okay, I recognize, and this is what we're talking about, the recognition of gifts in yourself and the recognition of gifts in others. That's another thing we must also tap into, recognizing other people's gifts. Most people, a lot of people, because they're not gifted in a certain area, would be upset because God gifted somebody in this. Why are you upset of people's gift that God gave them? The gift didn't come from man. So why are you upset because somebody is gifted? Let me tell you, I love interior decorating. I do not have that gift. Oh, but I know of someone, Christina, they can walk into an empty room and they can envision that room fully put together. I can't do that because that is not my gift. But I recognize someone's gift in that area, and I know who to call. And because that's why networking is so important. You have to network with people in every industry so that you're able to recognize the gifts that you need. So now when I need an interior decorator, I know who to call because I recognize their gifting. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. You have some people who are excellent speakers, and you have some people who just cannot speak well on a stage. So if you're looking for speakers, I can tell you, okay, I recommend this, because even if I'm a speaker, I should not be upset because somebody else can speak well too. That is their gifting. And so when I mention their name and they go in a room, then they're going to definitely compensate me back. But people have this thing all wrong. You don't ever have to be upset over somebody's gift. You recognize it, right? You edify it, you celebrate it, you recommend it, and you can get compensation.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
where money comes into play. And that's why a lot of people messing up their money, because if you have and this is marketing. I'm working on my workbook for because I'm a marketing guru, right? You know that, right? Listen, what people don't understand is this: in marketing, once you recognize the market you're assigned to, you study your market. You look to see what the people like from what they don't like, and you go and you bring them back what it is that they like, and that's where your money comes into play. You see what I'm saying? And so but it has to be wherein we as women are able to come into a space and have a free conversation about business and money without feeling funny.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so if you say to me, Anastacia, I want you to come to the UK. All right, Christina, that ain't no problem. Now, I may not know how I get in there, but listen, I now have to go and recognize who can help me, as opposed to, oh, I don't have no money to come. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I recognize an opportunity. So if I recognize an opportunity, then now I have to go and recognize who have the gifts or whatever to help me
to get there.
Just shutting it down. And that is why most people lose out, because they do not recognize the opportunity and they don't recognize who could help them, even if it's monetary. Sure. And a lot of things, sometimes it's not even money. A lot of things just as favor. Just because you did something for somebody can say, oh, you know what, I have a free voucher, or I have a buddy pass or something like that, and you could be on the flight. No money was involved there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all in your mindset and your belief systems. And that's what holds people up from prospering. I'm never shutting nothing down. How can I do it?
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. How can I do it? That's a really good question. I think what everybody should ask. Not, how can I do it? What can I do to get there? Who can I meet? What's my circle? And you're right. You're right. I would love to ask you something. I know that you are working on your book, Master Leadership and Momentum. I don't know if it has anything to do with the law of recognition, but I really love the title. Would you like to share a little bit about your book, please?
All right. I'm in the multi-level marketing space, and it's a very controversial space. And I didn't until it was until I actually got into it. And I would say that I shouldn't say this, but this is how I felt. I felt as though I felt as though God tricked me into this space, because I didn't come into this space kind of like voluntarily. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't a voluntary.
You was kind of dragged in it.
And as I got into the space, I see why it's a very controversial place to be in, and why people don't like it is for the fact of the law of reciprocity. People use people. People don't recognize their gifts and talents. And when they finish using them, they leave you. And I see that in the space. So I understand why the space is a controversial space. But I believe that if God have me here, it's to make a difference in the space. And so I realized that the space lacks leadership. And that's why the book, I'm talking about my leadership experience in the industry. And here's the thing, I'm still learning, because you have different people and you have all sorts of personalities and so forth like that. And so psychologically, if you don't know your assignment, you won't be here. And to be honest, the space is not for everyone. So I always tell people, listen, when people tell me, no, they don't want to do it, I understand why they don't want to do it, because this is not a space where this is not a space for selfish people. You really have to build people here. You got to put yourself on the side and decide that, understand, my assignment is to help this person make this amount of money. If they want to recognize my voice as a mentor. Now, if they don't recognize my voice as a mentor, they can't learn from me. But if they recognize, that's what I'm saying, the law of recognition, if they recognize my voice as a mentor, I can help them. So in this book, it's talking about in this space, not only network marketing, but any type of marketing, any type of business, you have to master leadership first. You have to first know how to lead yourself before you could lead other people. And then you have to master momentum. Nobody wants to be in a boring space. Why are you doing something that is, it gives you no pleasure, it gives you no passion? And because if you don't have pleasure and passion, you will never have momentum. You need momentum to make money.
True. I agree.
So that is why the book is called, you have to master leadership and then momentum, because you have a group of people that you have to lead, and you have to make sure be able to lead yourself, because in this space, it can't be you up today and down tomorrow. You're mad today, tomorrow, how you gonna lead people in any space, whether it's network marketing or whether it's you have a top marketing post at any major company. If you are leading a team, you have to be up. You understand? And you have to gather the team, and you have to say, okay, team, this is what we want to move in this particular month. We need to move $1 million worth of product. Now, this is what we can do. Monday, we doing this. Tuesday, we doing this. Because at the close of the month, I want to be able to say, you are able to get $10,000 because this volume moved. You are able to get $30,000 because, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So that is what the book is about, because the only way to make money, like I said, is that you have to master how to provide a service or move a product. It's just as simple as that. And so that requires leadership.
True. I completely agree with you.
You agree?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So hold on. So now I put you on the spot. So now when my book come out, that means you got to buy a book.
Absolutely.
Praise the Lord. I like your personality. I like you. I love you.
I
know that if you need me to do something, you just WhatsApp me. You understand? The law of reciprocity. You recognize what I bring to the table, and I recognize what you bring to the table. You see how the law of recognition is awesome?
It's always on work. Always all the time.
It's a win.
Wow. I think I could go on. Oh, thank you so much, ladies. Thank you, everyone who are watching today.
Yeah.
I think we made some new friends today. At least me, definitely. I think you made some new friends today too. So guys, if you have any questions to Dr. Anastacia, please feel free to ask her in the comments. If you are too shy to go in the comments, then just please visit her page, get in touch with her directly. I'm sure that you will be able and you can learn a lot from her. I promise you, and I can tell you that. So please reach out to Dr. Anastacia. And before we say goodbye today, I don't like ask my guests to say to give an advice, but I would love to ask you, is there something what you would love to share with our audience today before we leave?
Because you know, Christina, this is Women's Month, right? I'm a powerful woman. You're a powerful woman.
Oh, you
right?
are.
Yeah. You're powerful too. That's why I come on your show. And the thing about it is, I love the name of your show, and I like the fact that when you speak the truth, what happens is you get to recognize who's supposed to be in your space or who's going to run. I just love this because it just all ties into the law of recognition. You're going to know who needs to be with you when you speak truth. Because who's not supposed to be there, they're going to run. And so I mean, it was just, I think this was something that aligns with what my belief systems are. And I think you recognize that. So you invite me to come on the show. And I recognize that the Truth Runner show is something that I relate to. And so that's why we're able to have this good conversation today. But my advice to women, and it's the number one advice that I would say. Number one, if you are confused about why you are here, tap into your creator. Sometimes you have to just go into a quiet space, get away from everybody. See, now, if you was in the Bahamas, Christina, here's what we do. We go to the beach.
Exactly. Don't tell me, oh my God, it's cold here. I'm in London. Don't tell me about beach.
I go to the beach and I have a conversation with my creator who created me. God, what am I here to do? What is my assignment? Could you please allow me to go into spaces so that I can hear? Because sometimes when you go into spaces, the light bulb turns on. You see what I'm saying? And so I asked him to do that for me. And when you ask him to do that for you, he does allow you to go into spaces. And when you do enter the space, ask him then to help you to recognize the voices of those persons who are assigned to your destiny. That's how this works. And those persons because you're going to feel it. And when you have recognized, help you now to have the courage to disconnect from those voices that don't. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And once we're able to do that, I promise you, your life is going to get so much better.
True. I agree. Absolutely.
That's my advice.
Thank you so much. It was an absolutely great advice. Please follow that advice, ladies. It's priceless, honestly, priceless. I would love to thank you from the bottom of my heart for accepting my invitation and being my guest today. I love the conversation with you today. Thank you so much for everyone who tuned in, who commented. We got a lot of hearts. We received them all. It all goes back to you right now. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to see you guys next time. Until then, I'm going to send you lots of love and light as always. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.